Thanks, Allison. Yeah, we're going to turn our attention to today's business headlines. And for help with that, we're going to bring in the Executive Vice President for the Commonwealth Foundation, Jennifer Stefano, and business and markets analyst and Newsmax contributor, Seth Denton. Happy Friday to you both.
Happy Friday, Alex.
All right, guys, Thursday, not a great day for Wall Street, with the Dow closing below the 30,000 mark. S&P supposed to have its worst week ever since March of 2020. This morning, futures are way up ahead of the opening bell. So, Jennifer, I want to start with you. Now, it's been a rough week for investors with a lot of key data reports that fell short of expectations. Would you say we are officially in a quote-unquote recession?
Yeah, and I think when you look at the numbers and the usual analysis of whether we are in a recession, you can debate it. But what you cannot debate is consumer sentiment and what the American people are doing, how they're acting. And what you're starting to see is the economy turn on how people are choosing to spend or not spend their money and how much money they even have left over. And look, if you look at NASDAQ, all 11 sectors were down by at least 15%. You're having a huge market downturn. People are moving to cash positions when they can. They're not going to buy, and everyone is starting to freeze what they're doing here. So I think you're going to see continued movement like it's a recession, whether the actual economic data adds up to that.
Okay. Well, Exxon Mobile has hit back at President Biden after he threatened to use emergency powers if they do not boost supply. Seth, what does this mean for gas prices in the near future?
Well, listen, I think the gas prices are going to continue to decline until we do actually see an increase in American production. But ExxonMobil, I think, was right to kind of go back at the administration because of the demonization that we've talked about. As a matter of fact, if you think about it, again, I know we've talked about it a number of times, Alex, the energy profits right now. And yes, they are up significantly. But if you think about it, if I invested $100 in the S&P 500 5 years ago, that $100 is now worth, about 50% more than that, right? So $150. If I invested $100 in Exxon Mobile, today it's worth 110. So I would have made a lot more money, done a lot better in the S&P, and we didn't hear the administration going after those companies. That being said, the reality is production cost for oil and gas is significant. And what Exxon Mobil is effectively saying is, if this administration would commit to long-term, we could do more. Long-term is going to be key here, but shutting down the Keystone Pipeline. They're talking about implementing the Jones Act, right, where we can actually ship oil on non-American based ships if we needed it. These are the things the administration could do. They're not doing, and that's what effectively Exxon is saying.
Let's talk a little air travel. It was a rough day yesterday for them. 1/3 of flights at New York's LaGuardia Airport were canceled and airline stocks took a tumble. Now, Jennifer, this is despite completely packed planes. Summer travel is actually up, and then all of their COVID policies are rolling back. So why are airline stocks still struggling?
Because I think if investors are looking at the long-term prospects for the travel industry, they know traditionally this is an area where consumers will shrink their spending. They'll stop flying. They'll drive less. They'll, instead of staying at a hotel, they might do an Airbnb. Their staycations are going to become very popular again. And I think what you're seeing right now is still the post-COVID surge, that people who had held off on vacations, who didn't go for the last 2 years, are now having the last hurrah before remember, the COVID money runs out and the economy contracts even further. I think that's what you're seeing. There's a definite difference between the travel consumer and the travel investor.
Okay. Well, it wouldn't be business headlines without talking a little Elon Musk. So let's talk about his all-hands-on-deck meeting with Twitter employees and his ambitious plans for the company. Seth, what exactly went down?
Well, I don't know all the details of the meeting. Certainly, Elon is trying to hopefully stay, get some employee morale, tell them, hey, let's focus on what our business fundamentals are, perhaps not necessarily what you're reading on Twitter or hearing in the media. Elon knows if he does end up going through and this whole thing goes through, he's got to have a staff to run it. So I'm sure he was trying to inspire the masses.
All right, finally, it's Friday. We're going to end on a bit of a happy note, or at least a lighter note. Baby Shark has announced its second set of NFTs. Jennifer, I didn't even know there was a first set, so tell me about this.
Okay, so Little Brooklyn, who is the name of the baby shark, I'll pay like $0. I don't want any more. I mean, I love you, Baby Shark, but also I have so much Baby Shark in my life. I'll pay them to stop. I find this remarkable. People have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on Baby Shark NFTs. Like, bless them, but I have all the baby Brooklyn Shark food in my life. Thank you.
Seth, quickly, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with Jen. Listen, I've got 3 little ones. I've been trying to get Baby Shark out of my head for the last 8 years now. No, let's move on. I'm into Blippi now. I hate that too, but let's keep it going.
I just want to thank
It's in my head now.
I just want to thank both of you guys for not singing that song, because then I would have been ruined for the rest of the day. All right, Jennifer and Seth, thank you so much for joining us. Have a happy weekend.